Imagine standing in a grand ballroom, 200 guests staring at you, champagne glass in hand, when suddenly your mother slaps you so hard your diamond earring flies across the floor. All because you refused to hand over your $2 million penthouse. Sounds unreal, right? Well, this isn't a movie. This is my life. If you've ever been undervalued or pressured by family, hit that like button. Subscribe and stay tuned for one of the most satisfying stories of standing your ground. You'll want to hear every second of this. My name is Madison Hayes. I'm 32, and what happened at my sister's wedding still makes headlines in our city's business circles. It was 8 a.m., 3 hours before the ceremony, and the Grand View Hotel was a picture of perfection. White roses, golden accents, crystal chandeliers, everything my sister Sophia had dreamed of. I'd contributed $50,000 to make it flawless, but nobody would ever acknowledge that. And then my mother found me. Madison, that dress. Couldn't you have chosen something more feminine? You look like you're heading to a board meeting, not your sister's wedding. I smoothed my navy silk dress, keeping my voice calm. Good morning, Mom. Sophia looks radiant. Of course, my mother ignored my greeting. For 32 years, I'd been the too ambitious, too independent daughter. Sophia, she was the golden child. Sweet, traditional, everything my parents wanted, even small remarks stung. Aunt Patricia said, "Not everyone can be as lucky as Sophia finding true happiness so young." Cousin Derek smirked. "Maybe if you spent less time in boardrooms. You'd have a +1 today." Every comment chipped at me, yet they had no idea who I really was. Vice President of Development at Hayes Capital, overseeing Asia-Pacific expansion, building something my family could never appreciate. After the pre-ceremony mingling, my father called me over to check the seating arrangements. The chart was a disaster. Divorced couples together, business rivals across the aisle. But I stayed silent. What they didn't know was that I had every right to my penthouse, my $2 million sanctuary, bought with years of blood, sweat, and tears. And they intended to take it, publicly, in front of everyone. "We'll make the announcement about the penthouse," Dad whispered. My blood ran cold. They had planned this like a trap. My independence was about to be ambushed under the guise of a family gift. The reception was in full swing. Dad stood, tapping a champagne glass. "Before we continue, we want to give Sophia something special. Madison has graciously agreed to give her city penthouse as a wedding gift." Gasps. Applause. Sophia practiced surprise, though her slight smile gave her away. All eyes turned to me. 200 people, including key business contacts, watching. I stood frozen, then spoke calmly. "This wasn't discussed with me." "The penthouse is not available," the room murmured. Dad tried to guilt me. Mom shouted. Aunt Sally, Uncle Tom, cousins, all piled on. "It's family!" they cried. Then, the slap. My mother's hand connected with my cheek. Diamond earring flew. Silence fell over the ballroom. Heart pounding, I didn't flinch. I bent down, picked up the earring, and put it back on. Slowly, deliberately, "Excuse me. Congratulations, Sophia. I hope your marriage brings you joy," I said, walking toward the exit with measured, calm steps. Once outside, I called Marcus Chen, my mentor, my boss, and quietly, the man who owned 40% of my father's company. "Green light," I said. Marcus mobilized the legal team immediately. Within minutes, my family was about to meet consequences they hadn't anticipated. The live stream of the wedding had already gone viral, and Marcus's presence would turn the tide. Through the phone, I could hear the chaos. My mother screaming, my father pale, Sophia in tears. Marcus entered the ballroom in his $10,000 Armani suit. Lawyers in tow, calm, authoritative, unstoppable. "Madison Hayes is not just your daughter. She is one of our most valuable executives. The penthouse is part of her executive compensation and protected by corporate law. Attempted coercion will not stand." The room went silent. Gasps, murmurs, shock. Marcus outlined consequences. Public apology required. permanent separation from Madison, and legal action if anyone interfered with my property. My parents were powerless. Sophia's mask cracked. "You ruined my life," she cried. I responded calmly. "Your happiness doesn't require my property. Earn your own." Contracts began falling through. Business partners canceled deals. Sophia's honeymoon was halted by her own family. My parents faced the fallout of their actions, real consequences for real disrespect. Meanwhile, I was safe. My penthouse intact, my dignity restored, my life fully my own. Weeks later, I was promoted to Senior VP of Global Operations. Forbes 40 Under 40 mentioned my success. No wedding drama needed. I donated the bonus to a women's shelter, a small reminder of why standing firm matters. Family. I created a new one at Hayes Capital. Respect, support, and genuine care. My parents? Public apology from Dad, silent defeat from Mom. Sophia? 4 months later, divorce quietly finalized. My penthouse became a sanctuary. Floor-to-ceiling windows, sunrise views, peace I fought for. 32 years of invisible labor finally acknowledged. Not by blood, but by respect and earned power. The satisfaction wasn't in retaliation. It was in validation. In proving that no one, not even family, can take what you've earned. The slap, the ambush, the public pressure all backfired. I had the last word, legally, morally, and emotionally. Blood doesn't make you family. Respect does. Success is yours, not theirs. And sometimes the most powerful answer is standing firm, letting consequences teach the lesson for you. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Comment below. Have you ever had to stand firm against family pressure? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of justice, boundaries, and empowerment. Remember, your peace is non-negotiable.